Hello, loved ones. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome to the family. Today, we will review Married at First Sight Afterparty. This is the companion piece to Season 16, Episode 16, titled Afterparty Unbreakable Truth. To be a part of the congregation, please subscribe. To be a part of the conversation, please comment. And to contribute to today's offering, please drop a like in the collection plate. And with that, let's get started. This episode was hosted, of course, by the beautiful Keshia Knight Pulliam. We must pause for just a second to admire Keshia's glowing beauty on this episode. She was an absolutely stunning mother-to-be. Congratulations are in order as Page 6 reported that Keshia Knight Pulliam's rainbow baby has arrived. She announced his arrival on Instagram on Easter Sunday, which was also her 44th birthday. She did not reveal the baby's name or the date of birth. Congratulations to the happy family. Keshia, her husband Brad, and big sister Ella, who is 6 years old. Her guest for this episode was Jasmine and Gina, and special guest Dani Candada, the managing editor for Bossip. Keshia begins with her first question by asking Jasmine and Gina how they feel about Dani being there. Jasmine expressed her excitement as she reads Bossip and enjoys Dani's articles, while Gina was eager to dive in and to see what Dani had to say about the show. We then move on to our first clip. We see the husbands competing for the title of king, with Airris and Clint being the front runners. Airris won the crown after wooing the ladies with a promise of a photo of himself. Jasmine revealed that she had given Airris a lot of pressure leading up to the competition, instructing him to be confident but not cocky. He took the note on confidence and threw cockiness out of the window. However, he answered his questions well, and Jasmine was so proud. Gina, on the other hand, could not resist commenting on Clint's man bun that she encouraged, and claiming that that should become his hairstyle staple because it is GQ. I hope that this does not say anything about her as a hairdresser, because that being a daily style for Clint, it does not fit his personality. Unlike Gina, I like Clint's current hairstyle. We even learned that Jasmine and Airris planned a talent show, and they had practiced a ventriloquist routine, with Airris mimicking every cast member to perfection. But unfortunately, it never happened due to exhaustion after the pageant. We then move on to our next clip. It was Clint and Gina in bed together, reminiscing about Jamaica and how comfortable they are in the same bed. Gina claimed that it felt natural and normal, and they are not opposed to sleeping in the same bed, but Keshia reminded her that she was not only opposed to sleeping in the same bed, but opposed to even staying in the same house as Clint. I guess Gina was trying to slip one over on us and forgot that there was 5 cameras that captured it on film. Come on, I am not sure why she would try to spin that narrative. It was a major issue in their story, which is why I don't think she is being truthful with her intentions. I think she is acting for the camera, knowing that she is going to say no on decision day, but saving face by sticking with it. She then indicated that she was unsure about what would happen when they returned home and was not excited about sleeping in the same bed as her husband. On a side note, Clint apparently called for Hank in his sleep one night, which shows how attached he is to his true companion. Dani commended Gina for continuing through the process without a romantic connection with Clint. Gina says they both want to keep pushing forward and not let their lack of initial attraction hold them back, just in case a spark comes a minute before decision day. We then move on to our next clip, and it's Jasmine telling Airris that she wanted to meditate together. Airris, in his cameo, commends her for speaking up. Jasmine admits that it felt better to talk about it and move forward in the day without being mad, having a chip on her shoulder, or being frustrated. They talked about it, meditated together, and it was over. Dani reminds us that confrontation does not have to be a bad thing, and it's not always negative. She was happy to see Airris give Jasmine her praise and happy to see Airris trying to dig deeper with his questions. We then move on to our next clip. It's Kirsten with the ladies revealing that she is 50-50 on saying yes on decision day because they have a strained communication. Jasmine is surprised that Kirsten is not a solid yes, but a 50-50 is a good place for her. Dani agrees that Kirsten and Shaquille have a communication issue that needs some work. Keshia reads a question from Christina from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which says, "The spouses are already married. I don't understand why they won't even attempt to try it out past decision day." Jasmine agrees and believes they should go beyond decision day when all the cameras are gone. Gina says if there is a question on decision day of whether or not Clint and her could work, then she would say yes on decision day. If you believe Gina, please raise your hand. I'm waiting. I don't see any hands. Gina decided it was not going to work in Jamaica when she walked off and said, "I'm done." She really meant that. She is done, and she is going to say no on decision day. Well, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. We then move on to our next clip. It's Airris at the group dinner saluting Jasmine for how she calmly handled their situation. He says he has not always done a good job of creating a safe space for her to feel comfortable. Jasmine believes that Airris was authentic and was glad to hear it, but she questioned his motives and wished he would have told her in private. For me, Princess Jasmine made no sense. He had to do that publicly. Airris expressed to Jasmine in private that he was not physically attracted to her, but Jasmine made it very public by crying about it in front of the girls. Nichole then brought it to the group at the group dinner and dancing event. It's now public, and I think he did the right thing by giving her praise in public. But you know, we are never satisfied. If he had done it privately, she would have wanted it publicly. This is a no-win situation with Jasmine. We then move on to our next clip, and it's Gina at dinner, and she says that she has been using the tools that the experts have given them, and she is trying to put them in practice. But there are for sure little annoyances here and there, but there's nothing that would constitute a divorce. When asked, Gina could not share any annoyances, but asked Jasmine to help her out. They came up with Clint being the life of the party, very extroverted when with the group. Jasmine says it's because Clint is insecure. Gina says he is not focused on her when they are in group setting. I am clueless, but I have a negative reaction to most of the things that Gina says. Therefore, I may have an unconscious bias. Please let me know in the comments if you see what's wrong with Clint interacting as the life of the party while in a group. I don't see it being overbearing. It sounds like he likes to have fun. When we see them in groups, Nicole is the spokesperson. If Clint was doing something insensitive or out of the ordinary, I think the show would highlight that behavior. Is this another Alyssa and Chris? When Chris was moving his hands while talking and Alyssa called him aggressive? Let me know what you think in the comments. We then move on to our next clip, and it's Nicole and Clint's birthday party, and everyone is having a grand old time. Jasmine shares that Nicole and Clint was the life of the party, but Kirsten had a great time as well. Keshia shares a question from Kathy from Long Beach, California, which says, the timing for Airris's work trip couldn't be worse. Jasmine and Airris are finally feeling each other, and if he stuck around, I feel like they would definitely have taken their intimacy to the next level. Jasmine says no, becoming closer would only have been hugs and kisses, but him being away allowed them to miss each other since they have not really had time apart. Really, Jasmine? I need them to clarify some things. If she works at night and he works in the day, they have plenty of opportunities to miss each other and are apart quite often. However, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and just say that she may be speaking of long periods or overnight stays. We then move on to our next clip, and it's Clint going outside to confront a bear despite Shaquille's objection. Keshia points out that Black people are not trying to get close to bears, and Gina says neither are white people. The ladies decide that only Clint people scope out bears. Jasmine then shares a funny story, and we get a bonus clip of a bear climbing into the rental van, accidentally honking the horn, eating some goodies, and politely exiting the vehicle back through the window. I would have ran for the hills. We live in the middle of nowhere, and when we moved here, we were warned of bears, and we have a wooden bear trash can. However, so far so good. I have not seen any bears. At the beginning of the episode, Keshia challenged Dani to think of a quirky headline for this episode of the after party. At least that's what I heard. During the episode, Dani mentioned that she has written about Airris in a not so kind way. Dani admits that she's surprised by the husband Airris is turning out to be, especially with the progress he's making in communication with Jasmine. If she had to write about a couple in her gossip column for this week's episode, it would be Clint and Gina. Clint had the man bun situation and they slept in the same bed together. She ended with the reveal of her quirky headline, which would be masked couples continue to build bonds during their resplendent retreat. Dani must be smarter than I am, because I had to look up the word resplendent, which means shining brightly. Also, I did not think the caption captured the after party. Here is mine. Barely believing it, Married at First Sight After Party goes wild. Untruths revealed amidst Jasmine's explosive confession and bold bear encounters. You get it? It's a play on the title Unbearable Truth and highlights Gina's lie, the bear situation, and Jasmine wanting Airris to praise her in private. Well, it was worth a try, and I had more than 30 minutes. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Well, that puts this episode in the books. On next week's episode, Gina reveals that she never felt married, and she does not believe Clint ever built an attraction for her. Jasmine thinks Airris is always looking for a way out. Nicole needs Chris to plan their whole life before decision day, and Kirsten and Shaquille have an intense conversation to determine where this will lead. Until next time, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, live with intention. Be intentional.